The video that I'm about to make is going to prove to you guys that propaganda is a real thing. You see, the women of South Africa have turned all South African men to be seen as monsters. And we could say it's a fault of not of their design, but a lot of them choose this reality, and they claim to be educated, they claim to be liberated, they claim to be free. But I think the one thing that South African women lack, whether degree or no degree, is free thinking. They lack free agency. They cannot think for themselves. This is a 15-year statistic of South African cases of rape. I don't want to say the word because my video might be blocked. Might be blocked. So the statistics, we have to speak numbers. I'm not going to speak from feelings. I'm not going to speak from my own head. This is a 15-year statistic of the number of rape cases that have occurred from 2008 until 2021. But the way the media plays South African women, and they pin South African men against South African women and vice versa. And the black South African women choose to accept this reality, or even from other races. But I'm definitely sure the ones that look like this side of my skin don't do that. But the ones that look like me choose to listen to the propaganda. Now let's get to the crux of this video. Now, when we do the numbers say this. The numbers say in a 15-year period, there have been about 574,000 rape cases. Now, in the population that we live in, currently there are about 32 million women in South Africa that are above the age of 18. I cannot speak for children, but for education's sake, the women that come and make noise on the internet are women who are usually above the age of 18, right? Now, these women say that they're feminists, they make noise, they say, hey, they're even scared of going to the streets and all these things. Ne? Now, imagine in a country that is being labeled as a place of femicide and rape and all these things. South Africa is seen as a very dangerous place for women. Ne? And half of the population, there's about 60 something million people in South Africa. So women are in the majority. They're 51%, of which is 32 million, right? So roughly in the country, there are about 29 to 27 million men over the age of 18, right? Now, yes, this is the funniest part about the video. When you do the math, in a 15-year period, when you do the math, women have a 1.8% chance of getting raped. This is the numbers. The way media plays it, it seems as if throughout this timeline and currently, and if I could get other numbers, you'll find that the rape cases have never spiked to 100,000 or even to 500,000. And the black women say that the black men are dangerous. They are not safe. They're going to be raped if they go outside. It's dangerous. I feel like black women are disingenuous and they're not good people, majority of them. And this video is not intended for the good women that don't label South African men in the same way. But the reality of the story is the information is there. Out of the 32 million of you, in a 15-year period, you guys have a 1.8 chance of getting raped. In 15 years, the rape cases have never spiked to over 1 million. But you guys, and this is not even discrediting the fact that there are women who are being raped. There is a problem. This is too much. This is too many rape cases in actuality. But the way you guys paint South African men to be monsters, it makes us if like out of 1 million women, 500,000 are being raped. You guys say you're not safe. You have created an imaginary enemy out of yourselves. You look at men that look like you. Most of you wake up every morning, go to taxi ranks. Nothing happens to you. You are driven by a man. Yes, along the way you might have a taxi driver that might harass you here and there, but it doesn't mean all taxi drivers harass you. Not all taxi drivers are attracted to you. Some taxi drivers are men with families, are men with responsibilities. They love their women, but you guys make it as if like it's dangerous. You guys go to taxi ranks in 4 o'clock in the morning. Those men take you to your jobs and you come back safe, even late at night. Nothing has happened to you in a 15-year period. The numbers are there to prove to you. Nothing has ever happened to many of you. But you come on social media, inherit the struggles of these women and make it their own, and make it as if like all South African men are out to kill you and grape you. Personally, you guys are disingenuous. You guys are not good people. You guys are brainwashed. This education that a lot of you have is not serving you guys. It's clear that the information that you guys have acquired in schools hasn't transferred into knowledge. You guys cannot think for yourselves. You guys lack free agency. But you talk about the fact that you've got masters and PhDs on social media. But the numbers are there to tell you guys that most South African men are not rapists. Most South African men are not killers. Then you would find in these numbers there are repeat offenders. But no, you guys have to label South African men in that way. That we are all bad, we are all evil. And some of you've got uncles and brothers, but you come on lives and talk about how bad men are. In the streets that you live in your townships, there are many nice guys that have never done anything to you. Your block, the block behind you, the street in front of you, those men have never done anything to you. But you guys label South African men to be bad men just because of a few criminals. These people are criminals, these ones, and they are evil men, and they need to be taken out of society. Personally, I would wish for them to be killed or their penises to be cut off, because whatever they're doing is wrong. But Lona, you guys are disingenuous. So the numbers are there. The media has done its part to label South African men in a bad light, and there it is.